The silent night was pitch dark. Black Dragon Merchant Guild. Inside the warehouse, Su Xing was quietly inspecting the crates, a satisfied smile forming on his face. There is actually high-grade exotic metal here. The Black Dragon Merchant Guild has certainly fleeced people over the years. Suddenly he halted, his sharp eyes narrowing with vigilance. Hiding behind a wall, he observed two guards with bizarre appearances, firearms in hand. He silently assessed, guarded by heavy-duty puppets? Does that mean there is something even more valuable inside? Swift as lightning, Su Xing lunged forward, extending a finger to tap straight onto the puppet's forehead. Dry cracking sounds rang out as he disabled them in an instant. Observing the puppets he had just taken down, he wondered, they are being controlled by spiritual energy? Since when was the Black Dragon Merchant Guild capable of using spiritual energy? I have to see what secrets are hidden in this place. Going deeper inside, Su Xing could not help but be stunned by the extreme luxury of the treasure vault. Holy crap, is this the Black Dragon Guild's treasury or the Advent Church's? It is far too lavish. Strolling among the shelves filled with precious herbs and skills, Su Xing grew suspicious. The members of the Black Dragon Guild do not even cultivate or refine pills. Where did they acquire all these herbs, treasures, and techniques? To uncover the truth, Su Xing sat down and focused his mind, activating soul power to scan the entire room. He was certain that an enormous secret was being concealed here. Over there, Su Xing's soul force drifted through the air, his gaze stopping at a spot on the shelf emitting a strange glow. A ledger only visible to my spiritual sense. There's 100% something fishy going on. This is actually a ledger of offerings from the Black Dragon Merchant Guild to the Advent Church. These two really are in league with each other. No, that is not right. It is more like the Black Dragon Merchant Guild is the Advent Church's front organization operating in Huaxia. While checking it, a small slip of paper fell out of the book and caught his attention. It recorded a path to survive the apocalypse, avoiding being devoured by the great beast. He pondered deeply. The Advent Church actually told the Black Dragon Merchant Guild the truth about the apocalypse. It makes sense, though. Why else would the guild act as their front without getting something in return? The only way to survive the apocalypse is to escape to the demon realm through the demon suppression pass. Horrifying images of the demon realm surfaced, filled with gigantic demonic entities and a blood-red sky. Su Xing realized in shock that the source of the demons invading Huaxia came precisely from this realm. At that moment, a piercing alarm blared throughout the complex. Alarm, alarm, intruder detected. His presence had finally been exposed. Su Xing sneered, hoisting a treasure chest over his shoulder. Did they only just realize? Talk about slow. He was confident that this level of defense was nothing compared to the times he had raided the Advent Church's treasure vaults before. He left behind an empty room and a mocking farewell to the Dragon Merchant Guild's so-called hospitality, the infiltration ending in complete success. The next morning, on the school campus, Su Xing resumed the appearance of an ordinary student, though inwardly he was overjoyed. He hurriedly checked the system to see the gains from the previous night. The system announced 170 million energy points. The massive number appearing on the screen made Su Xing burst into laughter. He had now officially become a wealthy man. Just as he was still exhilarated by the enormous energy points, the ringing of a phone suddenly shattered the atmosphere. Su Xing was slightly surprised, wondering why Jin Songxue was calling at this hour, when the regular pharmaceutical transactions had already ended. The moment he answered, Jin Songxue's urgent voice went straight to the point. Su Xing, was it you who ransacked the Black Dragon Merchant Guild? He replied calmly, you already know about that. I did not cause you any trouble, did I? Jin Songxue snapped. Who do you think I am? They would not dare mess with me. But you reckless fool, do you have any idea they are searching for you everywhere? Su Xing was stunned by the news, muttering, searching for me? Cold sweat began to fall as he realized the severity of last night's operation. She continued, the Black Dragon Merchant Guild is currently offering a bounty for a martial emperor rank expert, gender unknown, age unknown, height unknown, possessing the strength to loot an entire treasury in one go. A 100 million bounty, Su Xing shouted in shock. The figure was enough to turn anyone into his enemy in an instant. Before the excitement of sudden wealth could fade, the fear of being hunted came crashing down. Lying flat on his bed, he told himself, I had better stay inside the school gates for now. Even though everything on the bounty is unknown, what if someone has a special item that can track me down? That is 100 million after all. To find the best path to survival, Su Xing decided to activate the system. Start simulation. Once again, he plunged into the infinite possibilities of the future to prepare for a harsh reality. The system announced a congratulatory message. You have obtained a purple talent, Unyielding Golden Spear. Unyielding Golden Spear. Your combat endurance is greatly increased. Anti-sensor. He stared at the screen, feeling momentarily speechless at this suggestive name. He roared indignantly at the system. This is the apocalypse. The apocalypse, not an erotica novel. Can you not give me a useful talent for once? However, the system coldly replied, Please accept your own luck, host. The system has not interfered in any way. Sighing as he let go of the irony of fate, he decided to leave things to destiny with this new talent. After all, his main goal was still cultivation, to reach the strongest possible peak. Su Xing set an unprecedentedly risky goal, to try escaping to the demon realm through the demon suppression pass. If successful, this would become a promising new path of survival for all humanity before the apocalyptic catastrophe. To minimize the chance of being discovered by the Black Oregon Merchant Guild, you peacefully meditated in the spirit-field blessed land for a month. During that time, Jin Tsungxue kept sending you messages. Stop hiding, the Black Dragon Merchant Guild has withdrawn the bounty. Where are this week's pills? Got it, I am coming out now. After he met with Jin Tsungxue, he exchanged a few pleasantries and got straight to the point. In an intimate moment, Su Xing wore a satisfied smile, thinking blissfully, this new talent is amazing. If it were not for the apocalypse, this talent would definitely take me to the peak of my life. By the window overlooking the night city, Jin Tsungxue asked curiously, What are you thinking about? He replied meaningfully, I am thinking about business, Tsungxue. I need your help with something. System continues. Because of your help, Wang Qinxian did not have to join the Advent Church. Therefore, if you want to make contact with Luo Shuang this time, you have to find the location of the Advent Church yourself. Recalling how he had been blindfolded and led by others in the past, Su Xing understood that without Jin Tsungshue's informational support, he would never find the entrance. Jin Tsungxue smiled and agreed, promising to bring him accurate information within 3 days. The information finally arrived. The true location of the Advent Church was not in the capital, but hidden in Shuangqing City in the southwest province, a place thousands of miles away from Jingdu. Su Xing narrowed his eyes and thought, without an official introduction, how could he openly enter the Advent Church? A devious plan slowly took shape. Since that's the case, I'll make them come to my door themselves. His eyes brimmed with confidence and resolve. Right in the middle of the bustling streets, Su Xing began releasing his powerful spiritual sense. He knew ordinary cultivators would not perceive it, but high-ranking members of the Advent Church would certainly notice this extraordinary surge of power. The massive spiritual energy rose like a golden pillar of light among the skyscrapers. From above, his soul force blanketed an enormous area. This was the first time Su Xing had unleashed his power outside the Jingdu region, silently sending a challenge to those lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, a purple lightning bolt tore through space, carrying an extremely heavy aura of evil pressure. Su Xing spun around in shock, his eyes narrowing with vigilance. It's coming. He immediately assumed a defensive stance, the corner of his lips curling into a provocative smile. A masked figure clad in a sinister purple cloak suddenly lunged forward to attack. It was Old Dog Zong, a notorious demonic cultivator. Su Xing remained unfazed, swiftly twisting his body to evade the powerful strike. Livuart, a violent flame erupted from Su Xing's palm, blasting toward his opponent, but Old Dog Zong easily dodged it. Not giving the enemy time to react, he drew his sword and charged like the wind. The cold gleam of the blade tore through space, aiming straight at the flustered foe. The two exchanged fierce blows in the middle of the street. Su Xing unleashed powerful slashes, forcing Old Dog Zong to retreat repeatedly. The clash of metal and the explosions of spiritual energy echoed across an entire block. Su Xing delivered a decisive strike, knocking his opponent's weapon away. His overwhelming dominance brought the battle to an end faster than expected. His enemy could only resist in despair. Old Dog Zong coughed up mouthfuls of fresh blood. He was completely subdued by the terrifying strength of the young man before him. Despite the pain, Old Dog Zong still raised a thumbs up in admiration. Brother, your cultivation base is quite impressive. To think the one who came looking for me was actually Old Dog Zong. Su Xing thought to himself. He realized this man was a protector of the Advent Church, a crucial link in his plan. Old Dog Zong clasped his hands respectfully. Your Excellency has a profound cultivation base, yet you appear so young. It seems you have used the art of possession, Old Dog Zong speculated with the seasoned insight of a demonic cultivator. Su Xing smiled slyly, either denying nor admitting it, letting the opponent draw conclusions favorable to him. No comment. Su Xing's ambiguous answer only strengthened Old Dog Zong's belief. He immediately extended a respectful invitation. Wait a moment, Your Excellency. I am a protector of the Advent Church. May I invite you to be a guest at our church? Su Xing's infiltration plan had succeeded in its first step. Su Xing feigned innocence and asked back, Advent Church? What is that? Inwardly, Su Xing was secretly laughing at how easily the fish had taken the bait. He thought, yes, that's it. Just give me a chance to infiltrate. Then he followed Old Dog Zong toward the church headquarters. After listening to Old Dog Zong's non-stop introduction of the church, Su Xing merely commented, interesting, and followed him straight into the enemy's lair. Inside the headquarters, other church members appeared wearing white masks and mysterious attire. They were suspicious of Old Dog Zong bringing a stranger here, believing it was too reckless just to seek merit. Picking up some random guy off the street, isn't that too reckless? A masked member spoke up in opposition. He did not believe that an ordinary-looking young man could be a true expert. Old Dog Zong angrily scolded, reckless, my ass, this man is a mighty expert who has mastered the art of possession. Even the scraps he lets fall from his fingers would be enough for you to live on for a lifetime. Su Xing stood beside him, expression calm but inwardly anxious about the overly exalted persona Old Dog Zong had built for him. He understood that he would now have to demonstrate value worthy of it. Because the title Old Dog Zong had given him was too grand, Su Xing was forced to take out a truly premium item to earn the absolute trust of the Advent Church. He produced an exquisitely carved wooden box, radiating an extraordinary aura. When the box was opened, brilliant light and the fragrance of medicinal herbs filled the room. Old Dog Zong exclaimed in shock, could this be the legendary life-sustaining pills? The kind that can extend lifespan by 100 years regardless of cultivation? Su Xing folded his arms, adopting the aloof demeanor of a great expert. It seems you do have some knowledge. His confident attitude completely dispelled the doubts of the church members. But inwardly, Su Xing was crying tears of blood. I blew up the alchemy furnace 99 times just to get these 2 pills. This Old Dog Zong. Why did you have to hype me up so much? The effort I put in was really no small matter. The Advent Church members immediately changed their attitude and shouted in unison, Welcome, my lord, to the church. Su Xing nodded lightly, officially becoming an undercover member within this evil organization. In the simulation, Su Xing acted flawlessly, outwardly addressing Old Dog Zong as brother and forming a very close relationship. The two often discussed matters and drank tea together like kindred spirits. Behind this respectful facade, Su Xing secretly established contact with Luo Shuang. Throughout 3 years of going undercover, the two worked together in perfect coordination, plotting to overthrow the church from within and preparing a spectacular finale. When the time was ripe in the 3rd year of the simulation, Su Xing and Luo Shuang made their move. They swept clean the Advent Church's treasury and fled openly, leaving behind utter devastation. This operation was not merely a simple theft, but the first step in a trap that would force Old Dog Zong to bear the most horrific consequences. Luo Shuang worried whether this betrayal would bring trouble to Old Dog Zong, since he was the one who had brought Su Xing into the church. Su Xing smiled triumphantly. That is exactly my purpose. You have no idea how many times I died at his hands in previous loops. Just as Su Xing expected, Old Dog Zone was now being relentlessly hunted by the Advent Church itself. He was forced into the humiliating life of a fugitive, bearing all the crimes committed by Su Xing and Luo Shuang. Su Xing was extremely exhilarated by this outcome. He danced joyfully, thinking that today truly was the best day he had experienced so far. Old dog, you finally have what's coming to you. Afterward, Su Xing joined the Xia army as usual. After accumulating enough necessary pills, he resolved to head straight for the Demon Suppression Pass. Here, Su Xing had to face gigantic and ferocious monsters. Wielding his sword, he charged into battle, knowing that to reach the demon realm, he had to slaughter all the beast horde blocking his path. I must level up as fast as possible. His resolve had never been stronger. Amid the encirclement of savage deep-sea monsters, Su Xing's sword radiated brilliant blue spiritual energy, cutting down every enemy in his way. Each swing carried the hope of finding a way out for humanity in this apocalyptic era. Suddenly, a colossal shadow with blazing red eyes appeared, exuding an extremely terrifying pressure that left him frozen in shock. This is rudimentary killing intent.